Aero-News sampled a number of the performers and professionals at the International Council of Airshows Convention in 2007, held in Las Vegas in early December. Among the questions that we asked each of them was simply this: 2007 was not the best year we've ever had. We had a number of accidents, all for disparate causes. But the big question is this: are air shows as safe as they can be?
Air shows are inherently dangerous. The business, what you're doing, is dangerous. What you have to do as a performer is manage the risk. You have to recognize the risk, find the risk. I went online because I went to the ICAS Committee to find out what the U.S. Air Force did, the Army did, Forest Service did, and the Navy did. I'll talk about culture. The first thing is about risk management, and they hate their safety record, so they wanted to solve it. The next 10 paragraphs, or next 10 lines, and all the things I can encapsulate were something to do with risk management, risk recognition, risk something, risk this, risk that. It's a risky business. You have to manage it, and that's what we're in the business of doing. And make it look good. It still has to be showmanship, but it's managing risk.
We're getting safer. So short answer is we could always be getting safer. We probably haven't been as safe as we could be. Everybody works hard. You got to police yourselves. This is a dangerous environment. Let's not mince words, make no mistake about it. This is dangerous business. It's a very serious business. And I think most of us are very conscientious of that. But you get to a point where no matter how good a pilot you are, if you don't leave yourself room for the out, all the skill in the world is not going to save you. And I think that's been proven over and over. So it's safer than it used to be. The statistics tell us that, but we still have a long way to go.
I don't think you are ever as safe as you can be. It's something you have to work on. You know, safety is no accident, and all those little funny things you can say. But the truth is, you just always have to work on it. If you think you're as safe as you can be, you're standing still. Now, there's things we can do. There's an atmosphere, a culture that among pilots that has got to slowly change. And it's not going to change tomorrow, but we're going to work on it. I'm involved in this, and I see it changing dramatically in the next year or two. Life's going to be different in the air show business. It's going to be good. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to take away the fun. I'm not going to take away the entertainment or the freedom to entertain the way you want to entertain. But we've got to be responsible.
Aero-TV is brought to you by...
Today, there is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500, the jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
Now, back to Aero-TV.
That's a two-sided question. If you're asking, is it safe for the crowd? Absolutely. We haven't heard anybody in a crowd since the accident back in the 50s. And that was not an air show performer, for those people that don't know that. That was an uninvited person that rolled an airplane, lost it, and went into the crowd. Right. The big Ramstein event, that very maneuver that created that horrific and tragic accident, that team had been in America before that, and the FAA said you will not do that maneuver, and they didn't. So on that aspect, yeah, I think the safety record speaks for itself. As far as the performer side, one accident is one too many. We're working very hard right now. In fact, the big thing going on right now within the industry and being started and promoted by the safety committee and that stuff is let's call it a culture change. They're trying to change the thinking of both the performers and the air shows that hire their performers throughout the industry. They're talking about, and I think everybody is supporting it that I know of, and we all think it's a great deal, and like, why didn't we do it sooner? It's to try to affect a culture change so that the performer will be safer.
No, we are not, but we are going to take care of that. You know, several years ago, the ACE program was introduced, you know, to improve safety, and it worked for a few years. and maybe we got a little bit lax over time. Although all those accidents we had this year, there's no common denominator. You know, it is not one particular cause, but the one cause is pilot error. Pilots made mistakes, and we have to address it, and we will address it. You know, we are going to develop a culture, a safety culture, you know, so that one performer, if he sees something what looked, you know, risky to him, he can talk to this other performer who will not be offended by it, you know, and it might have been perfectly okay, but we will be talking about more what we are doing and what we see.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly, or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying. Now, back to Aero-TV.
It has not been our best year, and we can be safer. One fatality is one too many. We had too many this year with some of the bigger names, and as an industry, you know, we're talking about culture change here. These accidents, I can't, you know, the jet team accidents are something I can't comment on because I'm not an expert on that. You know, I know there's a mechanical with the snowbirds. I can't comment on the Blue Angel accident because that's still under investigation. But I can comment on my guys, and one was due to an inexperienced airshow performer who didn't have proper mentorship. Big mistake on all of our parts. Shame on us. With Jim Leroy, you know, Jim flew it to the edge of edges all the time. He had a bad day. You know, he had a bad day. And if you're flying to the edge of edges and you have a bad day, there's no room. And so the issue is, do we need to pick it up? Do we need to remember why we're flying? Absolutely. Do we need, as an industry, promoters, producers, and performers all have to remember that we're here to share the magic of flight. We're here to share the beauty and the joy of it, and it's not worth dying for. And you got it when you, as a performer, I get in the cockpit. Before I get in that airplane, I say, I am not going to die in that airplane today, because I fly it at a very extreme level, and I've been doing it for a lot of years and made many mistakes, and I had friends who helped me out, and so I'm here as one of the leaders in the industry, and I'm taking responsibility for this to make sure the new guys don't make the same mistakes because that I did. I was able to survive from my mistakes, and make sure the new guys can be nurtured and mentored so they can be greats, because they're truly the future. You know, Leo Laudenslager left it in my hands, and Charlie left it in my hands and Michael's hands, and now it's for us to make sure we leave it for the future aviators, because there's something so cool about what we do, and nobody yet has duplicated. They can do Jackass Part 2, they can do Extreme. I'm serious, and that's compelling TV. But there's nothing so real-time about the dance in the third dimension and man and machine, where the wings become the arms. And if you can connect with the audience, you've captured them, and you've shared them, and you've inspired them. When we crash, we take those dreams away.